Okay, greetings. This is John McNeil from Brisbane, Australia. Going to play some classic arcade games using MAME. Hello to everyone at Twin Galaxies. Hello to people at YouTube, all 2 subscribers I've probably got if I do happen to upload it there. I'm still not sure whether I will submit this into the official submissions on Twin Galaxies. Well, worst case is I'll put it up on YouTube and then I'll link it to a wall post on Twin Galaxies just to get people's thoughts. This video is a indirect response to comments that I have made in particular, being, I guess, outspoken on regarding a score submission currently being adjudicated on by Jason Vasilov. I hope I've pronounced your name right there, Jason. He put a score up on Lock and Chase, played it at Fun Spot in the USA. Traditionally, if you submit a score on arcade, you need to show the original printed circuit board. You need to show the dip switches. Now, this hasn't been done, and as I've said, I'm saying no. I don't care what other evidence is there. It's just something that has always been done on Twin Galaxies, and I feel like a line in the sand has been slowly moved, and that we are now not, or people are not taking the adjudication process as serious as what it used to be. I'm not going to comment on what used to happen back in the days when Walter ran Twin Galaxies. That was then. This is now. It's 2018. We all carry on phones in our pockets that we can record stuff. It's not like we're lugging around video cameras, those sorts of things. It's easier than ever to record a game in an arcade. The reason why I'm doing this on MAME is because for MAME you need to supply an INP file. Now, if people are saying you don't have to show a printed circuit board for arcade games, I'm saying no, you don't have to show an INP file or submit an INP file for MAME, which is why I'm doing it. Essentially, what it's coming down to is that it is harder to submit a score for MAME than what it is to submit a score for arcade. It shouldn't be that way. It should be the other way around. Arcade games have always been, if you want to say you're the best at it, you play on original hardware. You find it, you play on it. And that includes recording printed circuit boards and recording dips. If that's too much trouble for you, or too much trouble for the arcade that you're at, well, I'm sorry, you need to find yourself another arcade. Simple as that. Now, having said that, arcades are, I guess, making a resurgence around Australia. Brisbane is lucky enough to have 3 now. We have Netherworld. We have another one called Pincadia. We have a third one called One Up. Netherworld's been around for nearly 2 years. The others not quite. One Up's been open for a year. Pincadia not quite 1 year. I have recorded scores at Pincadia and Netherworld on original hardware. I've filmed the gameplay, I've filmed the PCBs, I've filmed the dip switches, I've submitted. I'm not the only player that has submitted from these arcades and submitted to Twin Galaxies. There's been quite a few people now. To the best of my knowledge, not one single score recorded on arcade hardware at any of the Brisbane arcades has been disputed on Twin Galaxies. They've all been accepted because we've recorded our gameplay, we've recorded the PCBs, we've recorded the dip switches, which has always been required. Now, just going back to Jason's submission, just address a few of the comments. I don't have it open on the screen at the moment. I think there's been comments from some that say that Fun Spot only uses original hardware, therefore it's an easy accept. Yeah, it should just go through because they wouldn't use false hardware or bootlegs or whatever. I don't know. I've never been to Fun Spot. I don't know what they do. by all accounts, they probably do use completely original hardware, but without filming it, who's to know? Other comments, it was to people making excuses for FunSpot not opening the machine up. Now, I don't know whether Jason asked them to open the machine up and they said no, or whether he never got round to asking them, or whether he couldn't find a staff member. Someone I was talking to online said, FunSpot have got no staff members there. It's very hard to find someone to help you. Well, that's unfortunate. You might need to find another arcade to play at if FunSpot don't have staff members that can open up a machine for you. As I've said, I've recorded arcade scores at Pincadia and Netherworld. There'd be a few international members on Twin Galaxies that have been to Brisbane since Netherworld's been open. Not sure if you got to go there during a weekend. That's the only time I think I've been there. No, tell a lie. I've been there when they've been closed on Monday and submitted scores, but I have submitted scores on weekends when they've been there. Wonder Boy was one of them. If you happen to go into Netherworld on a Saturday or a Sunday, this place is busy. You would not believe how busy they are. Now, they have gone out of their way to help people in Brisbane submit scores when they want to, and that's great. It's not too hard for them to open a machine. They're happy to let us set up cameras. They're happy to let us play. They're happy to come and open the machine for us and let us film inside the machine at the start or at the conclusion when we're finished playing. I don't buy the excuse. I think it was Glenn Updike. I hope I got your name right there, mate. Nin Glendo, is it? Said that if he was paying staff, he wouldn't be paying them to do this sort of thing because they're not earning money doing it. I reject that comment as someone that goes probably to Pincadia and Netherworld more than 95% of people here in Brisbane. I'm not going there just to play games. I'm going there to have a drink. I'm going there to have a meal. Now, if the arcades don't want to accommodate me to record games, that's fine. I'll find another arcade or make arrangements with the other arcade to be able to get boards in and allow me to film. It's just I just don't agree with saying opening machine is such a big hassle. It's all of 2 minutes, 3 minutes work for a staff member to open a machine and let someone film inside. Okay, now I've got all that garbage out of the way. Let me see what I have set up on my screen here. Top left corner, I've got a test keyboard utility, so you can see that will light up as I press whatever keys. So you can see what keys I'm pressing when I'm playing. Top middle, I've got the task manager window. I've got that set to show CPU utilization. Hopefully that will just give a little bit more legitimacy to this recording without the INP file. Top right, I've got the current time, so it's 3:47 in the afternoon in Brisbane, Australia. It's Sunday the 24th of June. Middle of the screen, we've got the command prompt, so you'll see me typing in there as I'm starting to play the game or loading up the game. Bottom right corner, you can see I'm playing using Windows 10, Windows 10 Home Edition. Got 8 gig of RAM, playing with a i5 2500 CPU at 3.3 gigahertz. I don't see how that's relevant in any shape and form, but anyway, and a 64-bit version of Windows. When you see me load up MAME, you'll see I'm loading the 64-bit version of MAME again. Completely irrelevant, really. Anyway, someone will tell me if I'm wrong. Okay, let me just find a window with Twin Galaxies going. Alright. Twin Galaxies. We'll just refresh the Twin Galaxies in the browser here. Alright, now scroll down. So we've got the latest activity. Snowflake just commented on the blog Lightboy at 3:45 PM. You can see it's now 3:48 PM. So I'm playing, this clock here is live. It is correct. It's not from 5 years ago, or, you know, I haven't gone into the future or something stupid like that to somehow get a new version of MAME that allows me to cheat. Shut that down. Alright, I'm going to start playing very shortly. So, as you can see, as I start typing, I need to get into my Wolf directory, which is, I'm using Wolf version 185. You can see the keyboard top left lighting up as I'm typing. We'll start MAME Arcade. We'll just run 64 without playing putting a game name in. And hopefully, you can see there, here we go, look at that. I'm playing using MAME version 0185. It's on the screen for you. Close that window. Alright. Now, we're going to play it in Arcade 64. Because I'm using Wolf version 185, the correct ROM is Amadar U. Oops, I made a typing error. MAME Arcade. MAME R. Oh, can't spell. Okay, 64. Amadar U. Alright. Got a window up. Alright, we should be good to go. I think I've got a score up of 52,000 on this already, which got adjudicated. I'll try and beat that. Hoping for somewhere around 100,000. Yeah, I like the sound turned down, so we'll turn down the sound a bit. Yep, there should do. Go into the dip switches. Now, obviously, when you analyse an INP file, you get all this information. It's totally irrelevant for this game. You can tell by the gameplay that I'm using the right lives. You can tell by the gameplay I'm using the bonus lives correctly, or I've got them set correctly. You know, even though I'm showing them here, I don't need to, because you can tell from gameplay that it's on right settings. Exactly the same as if you happen to play Lock and Chase at Fun Spot, you don't need to show dip switch settings apparently, because you can tell by gameplay. Input for the machine, I'm using up, down, left, right on the keyboard. Using the Z key as my jump. When it works, the keyboard is dodgy at the best of times. So if I get stupid deaths, it's probably because the keyboard's stuffed up, but that's irrelevant. Alright, I don't think there's anything else I need to do now. I'm going to reset my little keyboard thing so you can see I'm only using certain keys. Key 5. Oops. Reset that again. I didn't have the window selected. There we go. Alright, key 5. Put a credit in. Key 1 starts the game. And we're away. As I'm playing, you'll see in the bonus stages, mostly a bit of smoke go across the screen. That smoke is me using a vaporizer so that I don't smoke real cigarettes. It's not any need to call emergency services. Thinking my house is on fire. Jumping. And you just have to take my word for it that there's no performance enhancing drugs in my vaporizer that I'm using to make me play this game better. I've actually tried to do this video a few times. I keep stuffing up because I talk too much, so I'm trying not to talk. Oops. I'm not doing very well here, am I? I'm catching very many of them at all. Fifth one, I think. Not the best start in the world. For those that haven't played this game, give it a go. It really is a lot of fun. I've only started playing it in probably the last month. I found it on my 60 and 1 board on my arcade, and never really knew how to play it. I'm still pretty bad at it. Sort of a cross between Kicks and Pac-Man, I guess. It's even fun having a paint roller, unlike Crush Roller. Crush Roller is just horrible. Sorry to Crush Roller fans. Here we go. There we go. Hit those piggies. How they? CPU looks normal. 1, 2. Last one, I think. I think you can just let him just go his own way and he'll take that last one. Come on. Pretty sure you can just pattern play this game. I haven't worked out any patterns or anything or watched other people. Judging by the scores on the Konami ROM set, you must be able to, because there's guys that have put up massive scores. I don't know whether it maxes out difficulty at some stage. I haven't looked into it. Oops, some trouble there. Clear down here. Bit early to close that one. Oops, didn't really want to jump then. That'll do. Oh, I'm so horrible at this part. One more. Boom, boom, boom. Second one, I think. Ah, I missed it. Oh, jeez, I do that all the time. It's the nerves of being on camera. Oh, why did I do that? Stupid idiot. Oh, man. That was horrible. That's alright. All good. Close to a bonus life. Oh, Jesus, John, what are you doing? Crashing and burning. Any jumps left? I've got one left. Should be enough. Get myself in trouble down here. Last one. Get up there. So one of these corners filled in. Go up and take that corner out maybe. A bit early. Two jumps left. I get all messed up right here. Go. Good thing. Nice. I won't get through the next stage, I don't think. See how I go. Up there, up there, up there. Second one. Ah! I think I can get down the left here. Oh, I can. I'm in trouble now. Get up the top, come on. Ah! Stupid white dude. Tracer man. Got in my way. Oh no. Got to haul ass up to the top now. Somehow get across there. Oh, game over. Alright, 81, 28, 260. 81, 260. Alright. Not bad. I've done better. Quit that. Alright, you can see the middle of the screen. Look at that. Average speed 100%. Played for 742 seconds. Which, if you add that to when I started, should match this little time up the top of 3 past 4. What else would you like to see? How about we do this? Dun dun. C drive. Wolf 185. Let's have a look at the ROMs. Where are my ROMs? There we go. Let's see if we can find them. Sort them in order. Now, obviously, the guys that do all the validation of INP files would have various ROM sets, which they make sure you're using the right ROM set. Because I'm not going to put up an INP file, you can see I didn't record one. They should be able to look at their ROM set and see that I am, where is Amadar, I can't spell. Alright, so the Amadar zip file has got your various versions of Amadar. So Amadar 1 I think is the Konami ROM set. Amadar use my ROM is my Stern ROM set that I was just playing. These are your common files. You have a look at your file sizes here. Could even open those up if you really want to see them in a hex editor. I'm not going to do that. That's just going completely over the top. But if necessary, I can re-record this whole video, and I'll open up these individual files in a hex editor so that you can see there's nothing changed. I'll go into Amadar U folder that's in there. They're your ones that are for the Stern ROM set. Again, I'm not going to open them up in a hex editor, but if people want me to, I will in a future video. So just so that you can see there's nothing changed in any of these ROM files. Obviously the Wolf MAME, when you record, it does all that for you. But like I said, as I'm trying to show in this video, you shouldn't have to provide that. You should not have to provide an INP file. If people are going to say you don't need to show PCBs and dip switches for original hardware, then in my opinion you do not have to show you don't have to submit an INP file for MAME. Alright, nothing more I can do for the moment. I'm still deciding, like I said, whether I'll put this up as an official submission or whether I'll upload it to YouTube and do it as a wall post and just get the discussion going. To Jason, mate, I have nothing against you as a person. I just do not agree with the standards and the way standards are slipping with people picking and choosing what they think is relevant when they submit scores, be it for arcade, MAME, console, whatever. We need to have a standard set of rules that everyone follows, I believe. Without doing that, all it is doing is just mudding the waters. And you know, today it's I don't have to show the PCB. Tomorrow it's, well, you know, I'm going to use direct feed. I'm not even show that I was at an arcade. If we have one set of rules that everyone has to follow, it just makes it easier for everyone overall. That's just my personal opinion. I know a lot of people don't agree with me. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for possibly adjudicating if I do submit this. Alright, that's it for now. Have a good rest of your weekend, everyone. Thank you. See ya.